The school bell rang, and 12-year-old Lily Carson clutched her worn backpack a little tighter. She had grown used to the whispers that trailed behind her, the cruel laughter that seemed to follow her down every hallway. Farmer girl, they called her. Daddy-less. Some sneered, their voices sharp enough to cut. But that day, the cruelty didn't stop at words. A group of older kids surrounded her near the playground, shoving her, mocking her boots, and calling her names that made her chest achy. Lily tried to hold back her tears, but the sting of humiliation was unbearable. What those bullies didn't know was that Lily's mother was far from ordinary. Emma Carson had raised her daughter alone since her husband's passing. She was known in the community as the quiet farm mom who worked dawn to dusk, tending fields and livestock while trying to keep food on the table. Most people never guessed the life she lived before. The one marked by camouflage uniforms, a rifle steady in her hands, and missions where a single shot could mean the difference between life and death. Emma was a trained army sniper, decorated for her service, though she never spoke of it unless asked. To her, strength wasn't something you bragged about. It was something you carried. But when Lily came home that afternoon, eyes red and cheeks wet, Emma saw more than just the marks of bullying. She saw her own battles reflected in her daughter's tears. Lily begged, "Mom, please don't go to the school. It'll only make it worse." Emma crouched down, wiping her daughter's face gently. "Sweetheart, I won't embarrass you. But I promise you this: no one gets to make you feel small, not while I'm here." That night, Emma lay awake in bed, staring at the ceiling. The farm was already a challenge: broken fences, long days of labor, and bills that never seemed to shrink. Now, on top of that, her daughter was suffering. She thought back to her days in the army, the lessons her commanding officer once told her. Sometimes the battlefield isn't across the ocean. It's right in your own backyard. Emma realized it was time to fight, not with weapons, but with wisdom, courage, and the quiet power she had carried all along. The next day, Emma showed up at school, not in uniform, not with force, but with calm, collected presence. She asked to observe recess, standing at the edge of the playground. It didn't take long before she saw it happen: the same kids circling Lily, laughing and shoving. Emma's heart burned, but she didn't rush in. Instead, she walked forward slowly, her boots crunching on the gravel, her gaze steady like it once was behind a sniper's scope. The bullies noticed her before she even spoke. Something in her eyes made them step back. "You think picking on someone smaller makes you stronger?" she asked, her voice low but commanding. None of them answered. "I used to aim at targets thousands of yards away," she continued, her words sinking like stones. "I trained for silence, patience, and precision. And you know what I learned? The real measure of strength isn't hurting others. It's protecting them." The playground had gone silent, every child frozen, even the bullies. Emma knelt down beside her daughter, took her hand, and said loud enough for everyone to hear, "You never have to be ashamed of who you are. This world needs people like you. Kind, strong, and good." The bullies scattered, their arrogance crumbling under the weight of Emma's presence. Teachers who watched from a distance nodded, realizing the farm mom wasn't someone to underestimate. For Lily, it was the first time she saw her mother not just as a caretaker, but as a warrior in her own right. That day changed everything. But the challenges didn't vanish overnight. The bullies' parents called the school, some angry that their kids had been intimidated. Others quietly admitted shame, realizing they hadn't taught their children respect. Emma faced criticism, but she stood firm, speaking at a school board meeting. "I won't apologize for protecting my child. Bullying isn't harmless. It's a battlefield that scars children for life. If you ignore it, you're handing the bullies the weapon." Her words resonated, stirring conversation across the small town. As weeks passed, things shifted. The bullying stopped, not just for Lily but for other kids too. Teachers stepped in quicker, parents got involved, and children who once stayed silent found the courage to speak up. Emma's past as a sniper had given her sharp aim, but in her new life, her aim wasn't about bullets. It was about change. She had taken her precision and turned it into purpose. One evening, as the sun set over the farm fields, Emma and Lily sat on the porch together. Lily leaned against her mom and whispered, "I didn't know you were that strong." Emma smiled softly, brushing a strand of hair from her daughter's face. "Strength doesn't always mean fighting, sweetheart. Sometimes it just means standing tall when the world wants to knock you down." And that was the lesson Emma hoped her daughter would carry for the rest of her life. Strength isn't found in cruelty or force. It's found in love, resilience, and the courage to stand up for what's right, even if you stand alone. The story of the farm mom spread quietly through Willow Creek. People no longer saw Emma just as the widow working her land. They saw her as a protector, a mother who had fought wars both abroad and at home. And in the end, it wasn't the scope of her rifle that defined her legacy. It was the scope of her heart.